Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever and whenever you happen to be listening to this. Thank you very much for listening to the Sales for the Nigerian Wedding Industry podcast. I'm your host, Abuja based event and wedding photographer, Tavishima Ayede. Today, I'd like to look at the question, or rather, look at the issue of Google reviews as a part of your sales process. Now, the reason why I would like to look at that today, especially for those of us who are involved in the wedding and the event space, is because we seem to have this idea that in the wedding space it is a one and done opportunity. In other words, if Kevin and Kemi are getting married and they book me to be their wedding photographer, for some reason the assumption seems to be, and I hear that a lot in Abuja, that it's a one and done. I take the money for the wedding photography or the wedding video, and then that is it. And then it's off to the next. We have to look for another customer. Now, that might technically be the case because Kemi and Kevin are not going to get married again. Hopefully, neither of them will divorce and look for new partners. But we are not considering the matter of referrals and also the positive goodwill that their reviews and their recommendations are going to bring to our business. For some of us in the profession, that's events and wedding folks, some of us are not too caught up per se on where the income comes from. In other words, if Kevin and Kemi call me next year because they have a baby and we're looking at baby photos or the naming ceremony or what have you, I definitely will take that income stream as well. I'll take that opportunity as well, even though it's not a wedding, and I still think that I am a wedding photographer, even though I do take advantage of those opportunities when my brides and grooms come calling. But maybe that particular thing is a philosophical matter that we can address for another day. But today we're going to look at the question or the issue, the matter of whether Google reviews should play into our sales process. Now, in order to get the ball rolling, I would like us to consider a very old school perspective on these matters. So, yes, I'm aware that some people in Lagos and a lot of people in Abuja, and by that I mean wedding professionals in Abuja, would say that weddings are a one and done opportunity. But if we have a look at the old gurus when it comes to sale, you read people like Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, who else? Grant Cardone. There's a whole host of them, and even those who are much older who are writing even in the 20s and in the 30s, and by that I mean the 1920s and the 1930s. There is this very old idea that the sale isn't complete when you collect the check. I would like to repeat that. The sale is not complete when you get the check. The sale never really ends because you don't close a sale, you open a relationship. So, when you close the sale, in quote, you collect the check, you open the relationship, and you keep on going until you get a referral, until you get repeat business, or until you get reviews and recommendations that you can use to try and get new opportunities out of. Because there are situations where legitimately that you might be done with the transaction and it actually is over. There are no transactions that you can squeeze out of it. But in order to make the process of getting our income to grow a lot easier, then what we do is we pursue referrals, or we try to pursue reviews or recommendations, and that is what we're going to use to be able to get that next line of business, just to keep the wheels growing. To keep the wheels turning. So bottom line is, if for those of you who haven't been exposed to this idea before, please take it on board, fellow wedding and industry, wedding events and industry professionals. Just take this on board that the sale isn't over when you cut the check or when you receive the transfer. The sale is over and completely over only when you have gotten a referral, repeat business, or you've gotten a review. That is if the relationship, that's even if things have to end at all. So let's have a cyclical model in mind. It's just a circle that's rolling over and over and over and over, and we keep it rolling until infinity, or as long as we shall live, or as long as the business is a going concern, rather than thinking of things in a straight line where there's a start and then there's a hard stop because we have collected our money and we have fulfilled. So the whole point of this is we want to ensure that we have future viable income streams. Now that's because sailing is a hard gig. For those of you who've been in this for a while, yes, you love planning weddings, or you like taking photographs of brides and grooms and their babies, or you like doing makeup, and that's the fun part. But the hard part is that selling can be a drag sometimes, because you know that it's not everybody that you speak to that has a want for your service, needs it, or can afford it. So it's possible that you could speak to 10 people this week and only 2 people are willing to take the step forward. And that can be kind of a drag. So we need to look for the easiest avenues possible that we have available to grow our business. And so if we can make some of these things relatively passive, when I say relatively, I mean there's still some effort that is involved in calling people up to maintain the relationship, to pursue referrals or repeat business, but it's not the same level of effort that is required when you're chasing up people cold right from the beginning. Now, one of the reasons why people do not like doing this, that's pursuing this back end of income, that's referrals, repeat business, or reviews, is that we are afraid, in my own opinion, of having those hard conversations, those customer service conversations, where you're done with the job and then you call the person up and say, Kevin, Kemi, how was the experience of having me as a wedding planner? I hope you guys had fun. That idea that we decided to try out with this, and this, I hope it worked I hope it met your expectations. Were there any problems? That issue that we had with Auntie Banke, these are the steps that I took to take care of it. I hope we're able to resolve that successfully. All those hard conversations to be sure that everybody is happy after the service. Because it wouldn't make any sense for you to pursue a referral or repeat business if there are hiccups, commas, outstanding things that you were not able to take care of while you were planning their wedding or shooting, doing the wedding photography or the pre-wedding shoot, or while you were doing grandma's makeup. So we need to have these tough conversations, these customer service conversations, to be sure that everybody is absolutely happy. And the reason why we do so is because when we're done with that conversation, when the customer is actually the happiest, and when we've made them realize the value that we brought to the table, and they can see how forthright and how professional we are, that is actually the best time to ask for the referral or the repeat business or the review. So you ask. Thank you very much, Kemi. That was absolutely fun. And then that's the part where you throw in that joke of, I hope to hear from you guys again in 9 months so that we can start on the naming ceremony or whatever. You laugh about that. And then next thing you throw it in there that, if you have any friends, colleagues, associates who are getting married, do you know any friends, colleagues, or associates of yours who are getting married? I would love if you put me through to them, or whatever it is, your style of asking for the referral. That is the point where you start having those conversations, when we're sure that everybody's absolutely happy and we're all cool and we're all friends. So that's where you have those conversations. Of course, the joke about the baby coming in 9 months, that's the repeat business angle. The thing about the colleagues, friends, and associates, that's the referrals bit. And then that's also where you ask for the Google review. Now, in the old days, when I tried this out a couple of years ago, getting people to review you on Google was really a clunky affair. There was this unwieldy link, too many characters, and it just looked really strange. So you you'd copy and paste and send it to the person on WhatsApp or SMS, but it was a really long, ugly, and attractive link. And let's just say the process was not it wasn't a very smooth process. But luckily, things have gotten a lot better. So if you go to your Google My Business page, assuming that you claimed your business name on Google, and you go under referrals, I think, You'll find it there that says, I think the link says get more reviews for your business or something. That's if you happen to be using on the phone. And if you click on that tab, it's going to walk you through how you copy the link and you can send the link to the person. And now it's just a beautiful short message that your customer will receive, that Kemi and Kevin will receive, which says, which says, what should I say? Diamond Event Planning Wedding Services would like you to review their business. Please help your favorite vendor grow her business, or blah, 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 blah. Something like that. And all they do is they click, and then it takes them to that window, and the first thing they will see are the stars so that they can hit the number of stars. Some people just leave stars, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But most people not just leave stars, but they also say one or two nice things as well. And that's because our clients, especially Nigerian clients, are really nice people. And so if you did well, they will write it there that you did well. Of course, if anybody puts any shortcomings there, do not get angry. That is because for some reason people are looking for objective advice and objective reviews when they come on your handle. So if all they see is 5 stars all through and everybody is saying you're the best thing since sliced bread and you don't fart and you are absolutely immaculate, some people might be skeptical about that and think that I don't know, maybe you paid them or you bribed them or they are your friends and family. So it's not a bad thing for someone to leave a review, like in my own case, where they say, oh, the experience of working with Tavishima was fantastic. This is how we met, and this and this and this. And I absolutely love the photos. However, there was this orange tint in the photos, but I just took it that maybe that is part of his style. And that actually is a review that I received recently, last month. But I just took it in good strides. Oh, and she also gave me 4 stars because she said nothing in life is perfect. And for me, that's fine. It's an honest review. She said the good and the bad. When people come and have a look at it, it would give me some credibility. It will give them some assurance that that's a real human being and not just somebody that I paid off to give the review. So, why should the Google review be a part of the sales process? And that is when we look at the issue of repeat business. Now, there's a lot of capital that we get out of clients when we get to work with them. It's not just the money that we collect, but the testimonials, the reviews, or whatever it is we want to call it, make it easier for us to get repeat business. People who look us up on Google, if they see that we have, well, first of all, they'll run through, for wedding photographers anyway, they'll run through your photo section, see what your photos look like, and then they'll go to the reviews. And if they see that last year you were reviewed by 110 brides and grooms, and on average they gave you I don't know, let's say a 4.2 rating, it would probably inspire more confidence than the other photographer. They look at his photos and they only see maybe 5 or 6, and last year there were no reviews at all, or maybe he had only 3 reviews and his reviews are on average of a 2.7 or something like that. So these things actually are important. So let's try and get as much capital as we can out of every single gig that we do, so that we can ensure that we have future viable income streams, easier income streams, because gigs that we're going to get through this route will be a whole lot easier than trying to chat people up totally brand new, they've never heard of you before, chat people up at bridal fairs and things of that nature. So, in summary, yes, Google should be an important part. Google review should be an important part of your sales process, and that's because we're looking at the back end: referrals, repeat business, reviews, recommendations, and what have you. So, make sure that everybody is happy, and then you can now ask for the referral or the review. And trust me when I say this, the most fun clients to work with are those that come from this source, from people that have seen your Google reviews and they think that you are the cat's whiskers, or from brides who were absolutely gobsmacked about the service that you provided, and when you asked for the referrals, they said, oh yes, Nike in my office is getting married next month in November. You have got to talk to her. This is her number. I will tell her to expect your call. That has happened to me as well. And these are going to be the most fun clients that you have to work with. Selling can be tough, so let's make our job a whole lot easier by trying to look at income that comes in from the back end as well. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening to the Sales for the Nigerian Wedding Industry podcast. I'm your host, Abuja-based event and wedding photographer Tabishima Ayede. I'll catch you guys on the next episode, and I'll do my best to keep providing you guys with value so that we all grow wonderful, fruitful, and beautiful businesses in 2021 and beyond. So you guys have a wonderful day.